This segment sponsored by Landmark Recovery. Landmark Recovery offers drug and alcohol addiction treatment across the state of Indiana and has several options available to anyone in Indiana seeking treatment. Joining me today is Michelle Dubey, the Vice President of Clinical Quality. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yes, it's so great to have you here and to learn more about Landmark Recovery. So let's just start off by giving an overview about your facility.
Absolutely. So we are a substance use disorder treatment facility. We have a full continuum of care. So we have the highest level being withdrawal management, where someone's coming in, having to get off of substances, and so having pretty close watch by physicians and nurses. And then we go all the way down to outpatient services, where you're coming in maybe 3 hours a day, 3 days a week. And then we also have an alumni program that's offered. So it's complimentary, and we encourage people to stay connected for as long as possible.
Oh, I love that. So it's continual care and staying connected to those who have been through your program?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's such an important part of the process.
That's great. And so your facilities are throughout Indiana. How many do you have?
So we have 4 in Indiana. So we have one here in Fort Wayne. That is a female specific treatment program. So it's residential and outpatient services servicing women who have Medicaid as a payer source. We have one location in South Bend and then 2 locations in Indianapolis. And we're looking forward to having a 3rd location in the Indianapolis area. Okay,
wonderful. And at each of your facilities, do you all offer the same treatments, or are they different?
For the most part, they're very similar. We have, there is where we've separated women and men in treatment, because it just can create a much more an immersive environment. It's hard when you get those female and male dynamics sometimes. So we had tried that and it worked really well. So we're excited to kind of continue to offer that. But for the most part, our clinical services are the same across all of our locations, with over 40 hours of group treatment a week, hour of individual therapy each week, family programming on the weekends, and everything that we do is evidence-based and designed to be treating both substance use disorders and co-occurring mental health issues.
Okay, that's so great. And so when people are deciding if they should come to the facility, is there a certain age range that you all really cater to?
Our only restriction really is they have to be over the age of 18.
Okay.
So we aren't at current day able to treat anyone under the age of 18. That comes with a whole nother element of school and having to have certain needs met. But that's certainly an area of need in our community. And then, making sure we do have people, they have to be able to take care of yourself. Performing what's called activities of daily living, so being able to shower, bathe, do toilets. So there's not an age restriction, but maybe an ability restriction, just we're not an acute care setting.
Yeah. Okay. And I heard this term, dual diagnosis. What is that? Can you explain more and share if each of your facilities offer?
Absolutely. So, I think historically in the industry, people thought, well, you have substance use and you have other kind of mental health issues, anxiety, depression, trauma related disorders, and you got to kind of separate them and treat them separately. But that's, they're so intertwined. Someone asked me, which came first, the trauma or the substance use? I'm like, I don't know. They're both here. So we got to deal with it.
Right.
So we, are always not just treating substance use disorders as that's it and that's all you're getting. Everything that we do is looking at, does someone need to have a psychotropic medication to help with anxiety and depression symptoms that just aren't getting better with the, development of coping skills and removing substances. So those are things that are just, it all goes together. So we treat it together everywhere, our facilities are located.
Yes, and I know this topic is one that's so important, and a lot of people may wonder how to have this conversation with someone in your life, a loved one that may be suffering or going through, or may not know that they're going through substance abuse. So how do you have that conversation? How do you start that type of dialogue?
One could be, reaching out to a professional and, getting some help on how to have that conversation, because when we do have those conversations, most people are coming from a place of, hey, I see this and I see what's happening. You think everything's okay, but like I can see you. And they can become defensive and, reject. And we really want to have maybe some professional guidance that helps facilitate that. So even just, reaching out to a facility like ours, we have admission consultants 24 hours a day who can help say, hey, these are some pointers in how that conversation might go. And I think the biggest one is knowing that the reason people become defensive is shame. And, knowing that they're not alone. This is everywhere. It touches all walks of life. It's really a non-discriminatory problem. So no matter where you live, what you do for a living, your ethnic and racial background, we're all in this together.
Yeah, absolutely. And if someone is interested in learning more about your facility and the different options that you have and the steps in the process to get involved, should they go to your website? Should they call, make an appointment? Do you guys offer consultations?
Yeah, I would say that the best point I can send anyone to is our website. It is full of a ton of information, not just about Landmark, but we have a blog and we have lots of resources for people that are just trying to learn more about how to support their loved ones or support their community. So landmarkrecovery.com, on there you can get in touch with an admission consultant and really learn a lot.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Michelle. It was a pleasure speaking with
Great,
you.
thank you.
And if you would like more information about Landmark Recovery, we'll have their website listed below, and we'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Landmark Recovery.